What parent wouldn't lose sleep after seeing accidents like these? Imagine your son or daughter in their seat on their school bus, turned around talking to friends, texting, reading, daydreaming, unaware of the danger, unable to brace for what could be a lethal impact. At Goddard School in Centerville, students 6 and under who ride the bus already wear a lap belt. Owner Angela Norman wouldn't have it any other way.
I definitely would say that my children are safer here at the Goddard School by being on the bus with the seatbelt, and my personal children that are on a bus that are not buckled in.
The government sees it that way too, at least for small buses like the ones used by Goddard and hundreds of other schools. Since the late 1970s, it's required seatbelts on buses under 10,000 pounds, which are closer in size and weight to passenger vehicles. Today, it's a 2-point lap shoulder system. Next year, the standard becomes 3 points. But there are no such restraints required on the big yellow school buses. Instead, safety comes in the form of closely spaced, thickly padded high-back seats. They're designed to cushion the blow during a crash, something that troubles Norman.
Children are often on their knees in their seats, especially if there might be 3 children per seat. I know for a fact that 3 children cannot comfortably fit on a seat. So in the event there was some sort of accident, they've got half of one of their legs hanging off, they're automatically going to fly out into the aisle.
Crash tests we saw back up that belief. At its lab in Westfield, Indiana, IMMI showed us what happens to child-sized dummies who aren't buckled in when their bus hits a barrier head-on at just 30 miles an hour. The reality of this simulation brings back painful childhood memories for Norman.
I've actually been in a bus accident, and while I did not obviously have seat belts, I was hurt. My lip was bloodied, I had bruises all over my face, and we had to be rushed to the emergency room.
How often do children in school bus accidents end up in the ER? Well, that depends on whose numbers you look at. In 2009, the Transportation Research Board, a division of the National Research Council, reported an annual average of 6 fatalities and 5,500 injuries. However, a 2007 study at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus put the injury average at 17,000 per year. Opponents of seatbelts always raise the issue of cost. Several superintendents we surveyed for this story said they would have to hire aides to help young children buckle up. So we did a quick test at Goddard. 3 times we timed just how long it took 5 preschoolers to get on the bus and put on their seatbelts. Thumbs up meant they were buckled in. The first time it took them more than a minute. On the second try, a significant improvement, 34 seconds, a time they shaved to just 24 seconds on the third try.
I do think that, it's just a matter of working with them and helping to teach them, that was a prime example.
We got to make sure we hear it click, huh?
Norman is sympathetic to objections about the cost of buying new buses equipped with belts. After all, Goddard is a for-profit school. But she believes parents would gladly pay a few dollars more in taxes or tuition to get some peace of mind.
Yes, there are some costs associated with that, but how do you put a value on the fact that a child could potentially lose their life? And I think that's what we're talking about here. If we have a major accident, really, I don't ever want to look a parent in the face and say, I'm sorry to tell you, Miss Williams, today we lost your child. There is no amount of money that would bring that child back.
But the reality is money is a big part of this conversation. Buying a new big bus with lap shoulder belts costs about $85,000 or about $7,500 more than those buses currently cost. It is also fair to point out that federal safety experts say they believe requiring lap shoulder belts on every school bus in America might save the life on average of only one more child.